The 1930s brought darkness, literally and figuratively, to American homes. As the Great Depression deepened, electricity became a luxury many could no longer afford. Nights were pitch black, and daily life was a struggle without the conveniences people once took for granted. In this new reality, families had to get creative just to see after sunset. The absence of light was more than an inconvenience. It was a daily reminder of hardship. Yet, out of necessity, people began to innovate with whatever they had on hand. A glass jar, a scrap of cloth, a bit of wire, these became the building blocks of survival. The era demanded a shift, from consumer to creator, from comfort to resourcefulness. The darkness forced ordinary people to become inventors, lighting small flames of hope against overwhelming odds. The story of the Depression is one of countless small acts of ingenuity, each a spark in the night. Out of this need, the jar lantern was born, a simple, ingenious solution using everyday items. A glass jar, a metal lid, a cotton wick, and a bit of wire. That's all it took. The lid was punctured for the wick, the wire became a handle, and the jar itself kept the flame safe. This homemade lantern was more than a tool. It was a symbol of hope and self-reliance. Its soft glow let families reclaim their evenings, gather together and restore a sense of normalcy. The jar lantern's design spread quickly, adapted by countless households, proving that the simplest solutions are often the most powerful. It stands as a quiet tribute to the resilience and creativity of a generation. The jar lantern's greatest strength was its safety. Unlike open candles, its flame was enclosed, dramatically reducing fire risk in flammable homes. The glass shielded the flame from drafts and accidents, while the metal lid kept the heat contained. A wire handle made it easy to carry or hang, even for children. This thoughtful design turned a potential hazard into a reliable, family-friendly tool. In an era where accidents could be catastrophic, the jar lantern was a quiet guardian through the night. The jar lantern's versatility came from its ability to burn almost any available fuel. Families used what they had, animal fats like lard or tallow, or vegetable oils from the kitchen. Each fuel burned differently. Some produced more smoke, others a brighter flame. People learned to experiment, adjusting wicks and fuels for the best results. This adaptability was key to survival. No single supply chain, just resourcefulness. Even today, knowing how to use different fuels is a vital preparedness skill. The Depression taught that flexibility and hands-on knowledge are the heart of resilience. The jar lantern is the perfect example, a tool that works with whatever you have. The jar lantern was more than a light. It was a lifeline. It let families work, cook, and care for each other after dark, extending precious hours. Farmers used it to tend animals at night. Its gentle heat warmed hands or a sick room. Most importantly, its glow brought people together, sharing stories, worries, and hope. The lantern was a centerpiece of home and community, helping families survive both physically and emotionally. In every sense, it was a tool for survival. Its impact reached far beyond its humble materials. Making a jar lantern today is simple and connects you to history. Start with the glass canning jar and a two-part metal lid. Punch a small hole in the lid's center, just big enough for a cotton wick. Use a strip of old t-shirt or denim for the wick, or buy a lamp wick. Thread the wick through the hole, leaving half an inch above the lid. Fill the jar 2/3 with vegetable oil or another safe fuel. Let the wick soak up the oil before lighting. Screw the lid on, trim the wick and light it in a safe, ventilated spot. Adjust the wick for a steady, small flame. Always extinguish carefully and never leave it unattended. With a few simple steps, you've built a piece of Depression-era ingenuity. It's a practical skill and a living link to the past. The jar lantern is more than a relic. It's a lesson in resourcefulness and simplicity. It shows us how to see potential in everyday objects and solve problems with what's at hand. Its design is proof that the best solutions are often the simplest and most robust. In a world obsessed with technology, the jar lantern reminds us that low-tech answers can be the most reliable. Studying it connects us to the resilience of those who came before. They didn't wait for help. They created their own light. That spirit of innovation and adaptation is as relevant now as ever. The jar lantern teaches us to value practical wisdom and self-reliance. The story of the jar lantern is a legacy worth preserving. Learning and sharing these skills honours the resilience of past generations. In a world of uncertainty, practical knowledge builds stronger, more connected communities. Teach others, children, friends, neighbours, how to make a lantern. By passing on these skills, we keep the flame of ingenuity alive. The lessons of the Great Depression are a survival guide for today. At Warcraft Survival, we believe in learning from the past to prepare for the future. Subscribe for more lessons in historical ingenuity and modern preparedness.